Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Imperial Diecast. And today I'm finally going to review something for you that I don't see being reviewed on many diecast channels, but which I think is just as important for diecast collectors as the models themselves, namely display cases. Because dust is a collector's biggest enemy. So picture this. You're buying diecast cars, but you realize you don't have a large enough display cabinet to store all of them in. Or even if you do, from a certain point onward you might run out of space in that cabinet, and then you'll have to prioritize which cars you want to keep inside and which ones you want to put back in their boxes. I'd imagine you'd want to keep the more expensive ones in the cabinet, not just because they're more likely to be the crowning jewels of your collection, but also because their boxes tend to be non-transparent, while almost all budget models come with boxes that have windows in them, therefore also allowing them to be displayed within their boxes. But before we veer off any further, the point that I was trying to make is that almost any diecast collector at a certain point will find themselves wanting to purchase single display cases, but might be put off because they think that such individual cases are prohibitively expensive, especially if you look at some of the prices on eBay. And that's why I'm making this video, to show you that price is not an issue when it comes to showcases if you know where to look for them. I'm going to be reviewing two different display cases today. The one on the left is made by the company Triple9, and the one on the right by Exclusiv Cars. I feel like you can get the best deals on display cases if you buy them from Europe than if you look for sellers in the US or elsewhere. Because currently, the cheapest prices for these cases are on CK model cars, on Modelissimo, on Model Auto 18, and with an eBay seller called Cologne Model Cars. Among these four sellers that I mentioned, each showcase is sold anywhere between 10 to 13 euros, but from these stores you can also buy 6 of them at once, for anywhere between 50 to 70 euros depending on the seller, which essentially means you get the 6th one for free, or the price of each case averages down to less than what they would have cost individually. And chances are you'll end up needing more than 1 or 2 anyway, because oftentimes you'll come across great deals for rare 1/18 scale cars on eBay, for example, but they're being sold without box. So if you have these extra cases at home, you don't have to worry about that issue anymore. That's also why I managed to pick up several auto arts over the past 2 years for a good price, because they were being sold without box, where I would have otherwise hesitated to purchase. I personally now own 6 Triple9 cases and 6 Exclusiv Cars cases. This way I can at the same time display and store up to 12 cars in my collection that I bought without a box. So let's get on with the review, shall we? Guest cars for the review are 2 118 Ferraris made by Burago, the 360 Challenge and the 550 Maranello, both of which I have previously reviewed, so just look them up on my channel if you're interested. Now let's get started. We're going to begin with the Triple9 display case. It has a length of 34.3 centimeters or 13.5 inches, a width of 16 centimeters or 6.3 inches, and a height of 11 centimeters or 4.3 inches, not including the thickness of the base. You can also see that this case has a completely flat base, and just by lifting the acrylic glass, you can open it. By comparison, we have the Exclusiv Cars display case here. It has a length of 30.5 centimeters or 12 inches, aka 1 foot. A width of 15.5 centimeters or 6.1 inches, and a height of 9.75 centimeters or 3.8 inches. This one was a bit difficult to measure since the base slopes upward, so I had to measure from the base's plateau to the roof. Aesthetics-wise, I don't really like the base of the Exclusiv Cars case because it slopes downward in all directions. However, it does have a really useful feature which is missing on the Triple9 case, in the form of a locking mechanism, which keeps the case locked to the base. As you can see here, we have these plastic hooks that lock onto the case just by pressing downward. To open the locks, all you need to do is push here and lift the acrylic glass upward to unlock the case on one side. Then it's really easy to unlock the other side as well. Another cool thing about the Exclusiv Cars cases is that you can also stack them one on top of another and maximize your ability to display your models while minimizing the space they occupy. You should not stack Triple9 showcases though, because they don't have the locking mechanism, and so you'll always have to lift the case together with the base and never just by itself, or the base will fall down and drop your car as well. Now, apart from the more aesthetically pleasing flat base, another pro of the Triple9 is that they're actually slightly bigger than the Exclusiv Cars cases, and that extra inch or two can make all the difference when it comes to American land yachts, believe me. Here you can see an exclusive sneak peek preview of a model from my high-end collection, a 1/18 scale 1976 Mercury Marquis by BOS. And this is a car that barely manages to fit in the Triple9 showcase, but would not have fit in the Exclusiv Cars showcase. So when purchasing American land yachts, always keep their size in mind. The 1/18 Cadillac Fleetwood 75 by BOS, for example, is so long that it won't even fit in this Triple9 case. And because BOS models come in non-transparent boxes, I've held off on purchasing that car until I get a proper display cabinet where the length of a model won't be a problem. So, what is my conclusion? First off, I think it makes more sense to buy 6 of these display cases rather than just one, because you'll not only save money that way, but you can always use an extra case or two depending on when you come across good deals on diecast cars being sold without boxes. Secondly, I would choose the Exclusiv Cars case over the Triple9 case because of that helpful locking mechanism, unless you want to store a land yacht in one of these cases, in which case, the extra inch or two often makes all the difference. Now, one last thing. Once you put a diecast car in this case, how do you secure it? These cases do not come with any pre-drilled holes, so you basically have to do it yourself. The best way is to just drill a single hole from the bottom using a drill bit no larger than the width of the car's screw, and then to measure the distance on the base of the car to the second hole and drill the second hole accordingly far apart. The problem is, different cars have differing distances between the holes. Some even have 4 holes instead of 2. So, once you drill holes into your display case, I think it'll be hard to reuse it for a different car. Which is where these pieces come in. These are called car stoppers, and they're sold in packs of 10. So if you buy 2 packs, you'll get 20. And since a car has 4 wheels, with 2 packs you'll be able to use all 20 on 5 cars without any going to waste. Or if you want to use them more sparingly, you can use, for example, 3 of them per car, and then still have a few left over for an additional car, and so on. The fewer car stoppers you use per car, the less the effect. Let me demonstrate. With no car stoppers, the slightest movement on your display case will send your model inside rolling around and hitting the sides of the case. With 4 car stoppers, this problem is virtually gone. With 3, it's almost gone. With 2, it's somewhat slowed, but it's still there. With only 1, there's not much of a difference. But yeah, car stoppers do away with the problem of having to drill holes into your base. They also don't have to be glued onto the base, and their position can be adjusted according to the requirements of any car you put in this case. So guys, I hope this video was helpful and informative. I'm always happy if I can be of assistance in your diecast purchasing decisions. Be sure to watch my other videos, like tips on removing dust from models, or where to buy diecast cars, or which auto arts you can still get for cheap. And I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Imperial Diecast, signing out.